Hello everybody. In this session I'm going to explain how to download the program Siemens TIA program and how to run the TIA program using the simulator. Let's say to run the PLC using PLCSim or simulator if you don't have the trainer. Okay, the first step is to download the program. You're going to get that license key, but you can also use 21 days free trial license key with the Siemens. The software is the same, just when you have, if you have, you can download that and use that 21-day free license key, and when you get the actual license, then you can transfer that. I will explain to you how to apply that new license key later, but let's work on the free license key. First, where's the software? Okay, let's search for Siemens and Siemens. Okay, then TIA is the software portal. Okay, regarding the version that I use was 14.1 to be in a safe side. I believe that the version that you have in the trainer, in the amateur trainer, is 15, probably 15.1. But you're going to get version 17. But that version 17, the program that you prepare by version 17 may not be properly downloaded, especially on the HMI. I'm not sure regarding it's because of the version of the software. But to be in a safe side, let's first download the version 15.1, which most probably is the one that is in the trainer use this one. So, okay, here when you search that in the Google, the first link is this 15.1. Click on that. Okay, and here you have all the softwares that you need to download. I will go through that, the detail on that, but before downloading the program, you need to register on the Siemens site. To do the registration, here you see the registration. Click on that, and then it asks you some information regarding email, password, your personal information, so to register. So go through the steps to initiate an account for yourself. You can use your institute. I use the institute, the Humber as the institute. So you can use your institute for that and to introduce yourself. And finally, when you have the account, then you should log in. Since I have the account, so let me just simply log into that. Then here I'll log in, and then the username, password, ask you the username, password, and then log in. Okay. Okay, when you log in, it comes to the same page, but here you see that you see your ID number here. So what are the softwares that you're going to download? There are two sets of software. One of them is the TIA, in fact, and the other is the PLCSim. For the TIA, there are two options. It is Step 7, Basic Professional, and WinCC Basic Comfort Advanced. The other one is Step 7 Basic Professional with WinCC Professional. I have the Basic WinCC and the Basic Step 7. You can download either of them. So let's download this Basic Step 7 with this one, with WinCC Basic. Okay, download all of these 5 files. You can see that 3 of them the extension are 001, 002, 003, 004, and the last one is exe. And these are quite large programs, and this one is just 2.8. In fact, these will be combined when you run this, when you download all of them in the same directory, any directory that you prefer, but download them all in the same directory. And then run this exe file. When you run this exe file, it automatically select all of them, combine, and unzip. And when you unzip that, then install that. There are some installation process that it's just ask you some questions regarding where to install and like that you can simply follow that to install. So after downloading and running this exe file, download all of these files. After downloading and running this exe file, the software, the TIA software, the TIA portal version 15.1 installed in your computer. Okay. The other software that you need is this one, the PLCSim. In fact, this PLCSim is we need that to simulate the program instead of having the physical trainer or physical PLC. So simply download this and run that. Again, you see that it's a very large program, but it is an exe file. Download and simply run that. So these are the files, the programs that you need. Installation doesn't have anything special. There are just some typical installation regarding some agreement, regarding these typical information that is required. Anytime if you ask whether to customize, just say no, just finalize, use the default format of that. So after downloading and installing these, the next step is to run that. To run that, you can, of course, when you install that, you may see that you'll have a Siemens directory, Siemens automation. Okay, this is Siemens automation, and then TIA portal V15 in your case. For me, it is V14. I installed the V14 to be in the safe side, because when you prepare the program, for example, by version 14, you can open that with 15, 16, or 17. But if you prepare the program in 15, you cannot read that on 14. To be in a safe side, I use the lowest version that I believe that the amateur trainer is based on that, but you can install the higher version. Anyway, to run the other ways to run that, the other way is just simply search here TIA, then TIA portal version 15 for you, and then please don't forget to open this and run that as administrator. It depends on how on your system. If you if the software is installed in your computer as a server software, server-based software, it might be different. You should check that with your IT administrator. But if you, as myself, that I just simply download that in my computer and install that individually in my computer, follow these steps. Run that as administrator. Okay, it asks something, maybe it is not, it does not appear in the recording. It just asks something regarding get the permission to install. Click on yes. Generally that message does not appear in the recording. Okay, and here is the software. Let me for a while increase the size. Create a new project. Okay, click on this create a new project. And then here, with some number, project 13 or something, it by default gives you a number. You can change that. Let me just keep this project number 13. So, and the folder to be saved. It used some default folder. You may change that. I changed that to this folder for myself. It is for the iPump Kenyan, then yeah, PLC summer 2021. This is where I save my programs for your program for your lecture. So then create wait a while. Okay, when this appears, it means that it created that project 13 was opened successfully. Okay, there are some more steps that instead of working on that in this view, let's from here select the project view. From project view, click on the project view, and we follow the next steps in this view. There are two views for the TIA, portal view and project view. We use the project view. You can return to the portal view by clicking on this, again to this portal view, but we are not going to use this portal view. Instead of that, we use the project view all through this course. Then we should add a PLC and the HMI to our project. To do that, here from Add New Device, double click on that. You can add any devices that you want. There are two options, a set of options, let's say, controllers or HMI. First, start with the controller. And then here I have just S7 1200, maybe you have more. Open the 1200 one, then the CPU, and under the CPU, here you see 1211, 1211, 1212, and then 1214. The 1214 is the one that used in the trainer, and also for that there are many CPUs. The one that, according to the documents of the amateur, that is used is this one. You see that it is the 14, 14, 14 in the second folder, and the last one. Okay, this is the one that I believe that is used in the amateur. So according to the documents, and then click OK. Okay, it takes a while to add the device. Okay, then this is the PLC. We will go to some part of that, the detail, but let's also add the HMI. So double click again on the Add New, this time the HMI. And then 7 inches, the basic type, KTP 700, the basic, the second, the second type. Yeah, this is the second one in the KTP 700 basic. Okay. For you that are in PLCSim1, since you're going to download, if you're going to download that in the trainer, it's very important to check the version. We will look at that if it is necessary, but for the simulation, that's the default version of that. That's good. Again, it takes a while. Okay, for the HMI, before completing adding that, it asks you some questions. The first one is that, okay, each HMI is going to be connected to a PLC device and monitor the state of the variables of that PLC. First, we should select that. Of course, here we have just one PLC, so the PLC 1, and then this is the reason that I mentioned that it's better first to add the PLC and then HMI. If you first start with HMI and then PLC, there are some steps to introduce that, but it's better to, instead of going through that, first create the PLC and then simply add the HMI, and here you can select the PLC that you have on your project. Click on this and then you have that. Then next, there are some default structure for the HMI that I prefer to remove all of them. It is regarding whether to have header, data, for example, date or logo or something like that. This is something that you can, if you prefer, keep that, but let me just disable that. Also regarding the alarms, whether to have some icons for acknowledging, to showing the alarms and like that. again, we are not going to handle alarm in our programs. So let's remove them. Just one root screen. So yeah, that's just one root screen. We don't have any other screens. If you add some screens here, then it asks you what is the structure. But we don't need that. We can define that later. You will see that in some of the recorded recorded sessions, how to add a screen. So let me just skip that and then finish. That's all. Okay. So okay, the HMI is also added. If you drag here, this is the HMI. Let me decrease the size. For example, this 75. Okay. Okay. This is the HMI screen that you can create your HMI graphic here. Okay. So the PLC and the HMI are added to the selected and added to the project. And now we are going to do some simple programming. Before doing program, let me just again, here you see I mentioned something here. Okay, let me increase the size here. PLC, if you extend that, you see that all the let's say branches or some details on the information for the PLC. The one that we need is this one, program block. Inside that, the OB1. This is where we prepare the program and build the program on that. So double click on that, and then okay, this is the environment to build the program. The program is going to be very simple, just contact, okay, and to the output assignment coil. Oh, too much. Remove one of them. Okay. So for the contact, okay, since this is regarding the simulator, if it was, the other recorded sessions are based on using the actual PLC. So over there we had some input and outputs, I and Q. But here we are going to use just the simulator. For the simulator we don't have any input, because inputs, although the PLC has some defined input, but we cannot change them because they are inputs, physical inputs. We cannot change them. It is simulator. So instead of input or output, let's just use memory bit. So M 0.0. Okay, and read that and send that to M 0. For example 1. Okay, so we just read this and send the logic of that to assign that logic to M01. Okay. This is a very simple program. Just when you build your program, first compile that and check there's not. Okay, let me just drag it a little bit up. Okay, and then compile that to show you something. Then you're compiling that. During the compilation, you do some compilation steps. Just wait until you see that compiling finished. Here, error 0. This is important. Maybe there are some warnings. Don't worry about that. Errors is important. If there are any error, you cannot download and the program doesn't work. If there's not any error on that, okay, that's good. It means that the program, there's not any error on the program. Leave it for a while, and then let me open the HMI. Again, you can extend that. Under the HMI, the main parts that we need is this one. Under the screens, extend that root screen. We have just one screen. And it is the root screen. This is the root screen. There are some welcome message. Let me just delete that. Okay, we don't need that. Okay, just for practice, let's have a very simple HMI. It's like this. Let's have a square, circle here. Okay, and for example, a square here, a rectangle here. Okay. Then again, let me drag it up. Okay, and then double click on this. The properties opens. If it doesn't open, then you double click. Don't worry. Just click and right click and then click on properties. Again, it comes to this one. Okay, let me show you. For example, this one. Properties. This is the properties for this one. Okay, under the properties, there are some parts that some of them are explained how to work with them in the other recorded sessions, but just for a simple practice, let's select this animation part. Under the animation, open this display, okay, and then add new animation. Double click on that. There are two options, appearance or visibility. For this circle one, I use the appearance. Okay, when you open that, here it asks you the tag that according to that, the appearance of that changes. When you open this, click on this icon. Here you see some folders. The one that we are looking for, that is this PLC tags. Open the PLC tags. Double click on this. And here you can see two tags. The tags are in fact associated with the addresses. Address M00 and M01. Let's select the first tag for the circle. Okay. So wait for a while until this appears. Okay. So tag number 1, M0.0, which is associated with M0.0, is selected to change the appearance on this. But how to change that? Okay. Or what's going to be the change on that? Here under the range, here add new, you can double click on that, and then 0, because it is a digital signal, it has only two states, 0 or 1. So it asks you as a default for 0. So let's assume that when it is 0, let's the color to be blue. So if the value is 0, the value of this tag 1 is 0, or the memory bit 0.0 is 0, then it will be blue. And then it's new one. If the value is 1, then let's just for practice select this to be red. Okay, so according to this, again, if that tag is 0, we expect that the circle be blue, and if it is 1, we expect that it is red. That's good. Then let's select this one, double click on that. It is the properties of this time, and then again the properties of this, but the animation, again add new animation, again appearance, double click on this to add and open the menu for the adding animation, appearance and visibility. Let's this time select the visibility and then click on OK. Okay. Again, it asks you what is the tag. The tag or the variable that based on that you can change the visibility of this. This time let's select that to be tag 2. Of course tag 1 and tag 2 are equal, but just as a practice, because the state of the tag of M01 is in fact the state of M00 according to the program. So click on this and say this time it has a range. Select the range to be 0 to 0. Okay, 0 to 0, and click on tab. It shouldn't be this. It shouldn't remain this pink. If you click on that, sorry, just a moment. Oh, sorry. Click on enter. What's up there? Oh, yeah, tab. Yeah, tab. It was correct, tab. So then, why didn't I accept the first time? Let me check. 0. Yeah, it accepts. I don't know why the first time doesn't accept. Okay, anyway, then you can select visible or invisible. The default is visible. It means that this rectangle is visible when the tag number 2 is the value of that is something between 0 and 0. It means that 0. Okay, so if the value of that is 0, it is visible. And if the value is out of this range, say if the value of that is 1, because the value has just 2, the tag 2 can have 2 states, 0 or 1. So if the value of that is 1, it would be invisible. You can change that, for example, like this. So if the value is 0, it is invisible. If the value is 1, it is visible. Let's go through this one, use this one, but that's the same. Okay, is the program, a very simple HMI, just very simple. Again, click on this compile to be sure that there's not any error than that. Here again, you can see if there are any error. There's not any error. There are some warning, don't worry about that, just error is important. There's not any error, that's fine. Then we are going to test our program and HMI, PLC and HMI program. If you have access to the trainer, the physical PLC, you should download that using this icon. But since this, and this is something that we do in other recorded version, but in this version we are going to use a simulation. So let me select the PLC, okay, and then download this, okay, and then download, instead of downloading, okay, to device, select this one, start simulation, click on the simulation. If you have PLCSim, okay, if you have PLCSim, it opens this window, pop-ups, that in fact is your simulator PLC, okay. Wait for a while to explain this, but here it asks, okay, where to download. This is the one that is available, the PLCSim1, which is a simulator. Here, the tag, the type of PG or PC interface is PN, i.e. Use this, PLCSim, okay, and here just simply select this one, okay, PN. And then here you can show device with the same address, it means that this address, or compatible to the device, it means that compatible with this type of device, or any address that is accessible. Let's search first this time. Look for any accessible device and then click on the start search. Okay, just one PLC that is available. So then select that, this has already been selected, click on this load. Click on this load. It's possible to change the address, but we don't change the address in another, I think, yeah, in the recorded session for the session number 1 or lecture 1, I explained there how to change the IP address, but let's just, there's nothing special on that, everything is good. And then again, click on load. It load on that, okay, and then at the end of loading, downloading to the device completed with error, then it asks you start the module. It means that the start this, it is now, you can see that this is enabled, so it is stop. It asks whether to run that or not, start that or not. It means that run that or not. Select start all, and then select that, and then click on finish. Okay, here you can see that now it is in the run mode. The PLC is a start, this is green, so it means that the PLC simulator is running. Okay, leave it for a while, and before checking that, let me just move that to here. Okay, the next step is to download also the HMI. So select the HMI, and then also click on this start simulation. When you have simulator, it doesn't ask you where to download or to simulator, it has just one, okay. But if you have the trainer and click on, instead of simulating, if you click on this downloading icon, then it asks you which device, the same as the PLC, what is the address of that, and like that. That is explained in the recorded sessions, in other recorded sessions, so let me skip, but this is the HMI. Okay, you see that. You can see the circle, but not the rectangle. Because right now, M00 is 0, and so the color of this is blue, and when the M00 is 0, we select that to be invisible, so it is invisible. So how can we test that the program is working? Let me just move it here a little bit. Yeah, here is good. and also decrease the size. Okay, good. Okay, that's a little bit. Okay, then on the PLC, again, select the main OB, double click on that to see the program, and let me see if I can show that better to you. Okay, this is the program. 90%. Yeah, this is the program. So M00 to M01. To test, to see how does it work, how it works. Here, you see this monitoring on-off. Click on this. By clicking on this, you can monitor the state of these variables as they are in the PLC. The green means 1 and the blue means 0. Right now, this is blue, so it is 0. Click on that, and then right click, open this, and then modify, select modify. You can change that from 0 to 1 or from 1 to 0. Right now it is 0, it is blue, so let's select 1. Okay, and see what happens. Okay, you see, it becomes green, so it is 1. And since this is 1, so the logic 1 passed that, and then reach to the M01. And here you see that M00 is 1, so this becomes red, and M01 is 1, so it appears. Let me change that again and check this. Okay, right click, and this time modify that to be 0. And you see, it becomes 0. Okay, so that's a very simple program that shows the steps of running. That's one thing that is important, is that when you finish your programming and everything is fine, of course you need to save that. Don't forget to save that. Also, before closing, first go offline. Otherwise, your program might be stuck. So it's better to go offline. It means that you disconnect your PLC. When you go offline, it means that when you are online, it means that your computer is connected to the PC, to the PLC. Your PC is connected to the PLC. This time, your computer, or let's say this TIA software, is connected to the simulator. But it's better to first disconnect your computer from the PLC and then close the program. Go offline, okay, and then now you can simply stop the PLC, power off, or just close that. Let me power off and then close that. That's all, and then simply close this TIA. And also you can close this HMI also. Yeah, close that. That's all. That's the steps for downloading the program and running the program using the PLCSim. Okay, that's all. Bye.